What is my why? If I understood why I have clutter, then I could move forward tackling my clutter. First and foremost, you do not need to understand why you have clutter to start tackling your clutter. Often the experience of decluttering reveals the why, and there's never just one why. There's always many whys. But the process of going through the decluttering is going to reveal the why to you if you keep working on it. If you want to accelerate this, if you feel like you really need to know the why, there's a couple of things you can do. Of course, we always recommend work with a therapist, but I understand the process of finding a therapist and getting to the point of discussing why I have clutter. That can take a long time also. So here are some things that you can do to accelerate the process. Number one, as you are decluttering, feel the emotions. Feel the emotions that come up. You touch something and it brings back a memory, and that memory is not maybe positive, or even if it is really positive or whatever it is, journal those feelings, write them down. You don't need to keep the journal. You don't need to keep the sheet of paper, but jot down what you're feeling and see if you can figure out why you're feeling that way. Does it go back to an experience you had in your childhood? What does it go back to? That's a good starting point for figuring out your whys. Another thing that you might do, and involves a little trust and vulnerability, ask somebody close to you, why do they think that you have clutter? As a coach working with a lot of clients, it's usually fairly obvious to me. When I hear all the background, there's a lot of whys that I hear. It's pretty obvious to me, like why they would be struggling with clutter. But it's not my job to tell you why. It's your job to understand your own whys. So if you have somebody who you really trust, a friend, a family member, who you can be vulnerable with, you could consider just asking them, like, from your perspective, why do you think that I have clutter? Maybe, and be open to this answer. Like maybe they have a reason you never thought of before. Maybe they can shed some light on something. And it's probably not going to be 100% accurate, because only you know your own whys, and only you can with accuracy say this is why I have clutter, but maybe they have an idea that can kind of lead you on that path to understanding. A lot of times the reason we have clutter is something that might feel painful. So we, I think, tend to maybe know our own whys, but we don't want to feel the pain of the why. And that's just something to keep in mind. Like this could be a painful answer. And if it is, are you ready to deal with that emotionally? And if you're not, that's okay. You don't have to. You can just keep decluttering. And when you're ready to deal with it emotionally, you can walk down that path. But you don't need to know why you have clutter to start decluttering. And the decluttering process will reveal a lot of whys.